And will that person be making the kinds of money that the anchors before have?
I don't know. Tell us.
I think Amanda handled that question, Tom. Now go sit down. All right, I'll take the second part of your question first, and I'll decide what to do, hand off the first part of your question to these cats. I think you always will have, I don't know, icon is the right word. I think you'll always have principal anchor people in local television news because, first of all, they're great journalists. Secondly, they establish a relationship with this local metro Atlanta viewership. You know, I've said this before, and I would assume that all the anchor people in the room will come up and thank me after this. When I became a news director, I had very little regard for how hard an anchor worked. I thought that an anchor person did as you might suggest, Tom, read the news. And I had a good friend of mine who's a talent coach, and she said to me, you know something, Smarty? If everybody could anchor a newscast in America, they would. It's a hard job. It's much harder than you would think. So to answer Tom's question, I think there always will be, especially at Fox 5, Amanda Davis and Russ Spencer and Lisa Ram. I think there'll always be a Monica Pearson, almost said Kaufman. Certainly a John Pruitt, a Brenda Wood. And I really believe that the local communities want to be able to identify with individual anchor people. I think they are very important to the localism and the definition of local television news. As far as their salaries are concerned, I would certainly not discuss any individual's salary level with anybody else. That's News Corps policy. That's my own personal policy. I always say this. Well, what I always say is, you know, the one thing you don't mess with is telling somebody else what somebody else earns, because you affect somebody's family. And I take that part of my job really seriously.
To take it out of that, though, I think part of what Tom was asking is the broader question of with the economics of the business being the way it is, will we see the kinds of salaries that anchors have generally made continue for the ones coming in, the ones that Ellen was talking about?
Well, I'm going to, why don't you help me? I'm not Ben Bernanke, and I'm not going to sit here and predict somebody's salary level.
A recent RTNDA Hofstra poll says no, that many stations are not financially stable to support what they pay the main anchors today. The financial model has changed. It has shifted. It is different. We're all accepting that. You have to decide, a personal and a business decision, what the value is to your community and to your brand. So, you know, if you're a number 3 or 4 station, that's a choice you're probably going to have to make, whether it's 1 anchor or 10 employees. So it depends on the health of the company that owns you, or your ad revenue for that year, or your out years, whatever. It's not as easy as saying, yes, there's going to be icons forever, because right now they're not. The icons are going away. They are. They're in the paper maybe 1 or 2 a quarter.